In this video, I'm going to show you how to progress through the capital, which is the giant golden city on the map after you take the giant lift of Dectus. So once you actually take this pathway and you get into the city, in case you didn't know how to get into the city for starters here, you go in through here, obviously, after beating Queen Renala, this door will open up and you'll get into this area over here. And from now on, I'm going to speed up this entire video to show you how to complete this whole area with all the bosses and how to get to the snow area towards the top right of the map. So you just follow along with me here. Most of the stuff you can actually skip and you don't even have to fight. Honestly, the biggest shortcut I take off here is I jump off onto the rooftops here and I just keep jumping and parkouring across here. You are going to have to head towards the southwest here. Now, heads up, there is a little boss fight here. Now, you can run straight past it. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to beat him. And then right where he landed, you're going to turn right. You're going to go down here. There is a site of grace. You can continue down the stairs, take a left, and head onto this dragon's wing. This giant, like, rock dragon. You're going to climb its wing over here because this is going to give you access to, well, the main kind of area of the castle, which if you didn't experience this before, you might have been like, well, this is one of the key places you didn't know where to go. It was for me. When I first came here, I was lost. So following along this path now, you're going to just continue here. There's a bunch of sneaky little enemies and everything. We're just making our way to the giant kind of like castle at the top here. Now, there's this big enemy here. You can also fight him. He's not fun to fight. Continuing onwards, you can see we can take this branch up here and we basically just run up this pathway that I'm following over here and just keep going with me where all the enemies are here. There's also many different areas you can also visit. I recommend like visiting everything later, but in case you're just looking to get to the snow region, this is the exact route. There's obviously a lot that I'm leaving behind. There's so many unexplored areas that I'm like ditching to show you this. This room here has a very hard fight, so good luck. This is going to suck. Once you've beat him and you've gotten the site of grace, head towards the east exit over here, and you're going to go to the left, basically onto this tree branch over here, which is going to take you above this area here, and you're going to go through the door here, which is going to basically lead you to the giant Erd tree. And this is obviously progressing your main story. There is a little assassin bitch here that you need to fight, and he can be super annoying, but I managed to deal with him okay. Collect the site of grace here, and then continue along up until this area here where you fight a boss. Now, you should also be able to summon Melina from a summon sign right in front of the door over here. Now, I'm not going to spoil who this boss is or what they do, so we're just going to run past. Right after you defeat the boss, you're going to run to the Erd tree, see that the thorns are here, and you're just going to be like, okay, cool, can't go there. Then a site of grace appears behind you. You're going to interact with it, and you're going to sit down there, and you're going to speak with Melina again, and she's going to give you some story stuff. Now, we're heading back towards the main gate. We're going to start with this Leyndell Royal Capital site of grace here. This time, we're heading towards the northeast on this giant like road path over here, and you'll see at the end of this pathway there is a door. Now this time we'll be able to open this door and progress to the end. You can actually do it earlier on, you just can't take the lift that's at the end here. So following along up all these stairs here, there are some enemies to fight, so be aware. If you keep progressing after that, you'll see an entrance to a giant lift area over here. Now there's two ways to go here. Once you get to this thing, there is a divine tower that you can explore right after you take this lift to the top here. So you're going to get to the top here. There's some enemies here that you got to fight as well. And you're just going to run to that main building that's right at the end of this over here. There's nothing that's going to jump out at you over here. I know that sounds like an evil laugh, like something's going to happen, but it's not. There's two different routes you can go here. You can either go down or you can go explore the divine tower, which is that way, or you go down and this will take you directly to the snow region. You'll see starts out with a snow area over here. You collect one of the site of graces here, and all you have to do is basically head kind of this northeastern path. You just stick to wherever there's ground, because you'll see there's like a whole lot of like, you know, cliffs on the sides like this over here. So just keep heading this direction here until it ends up going like east and northeast. It kind of until you see a building. And be careful because there is a boss that is going to fly out of the sky. You can kill him if you want. I decided to ignore him for this case here. Now this is the giant lift of Rold, and you obviously get the medallion to use this lift after you beat that boss just before the Erd tree. So now you'll be able to take the lift and you'll go up right to the top here, and this brings you to the beginning of the snow region. So yeah, you can actually progress here. Here's where the fire giant is, and that's how you get here. I hope this video helped you, and thanks so much for watching.